Ciao, I'm Mary Ann Esposito, host of the PBS show Ciao, Italia, which is dedicated to all things Italian, but especially food. But today, I am dedicating a special recipe that I'm calling Fettucine Fauci ai Funghi Freschi to our hero and our honoree for the National Italian American Foundation Gala this year, Dr. Anthony Fauci. So let's get started and let me show you what's in the recipe. So obviously we're going to have some fettuccine, which we're going to cook later, but we need to make a sauce first. And so this is a fresh mushroom sauce. And the reason I wanted to do this for Dr. Fauci is because October is the time that you would think about fall kinds of sauces. So we have an assortment of mushrooms here that we can use, funghi freschi. So we have a cremini mushroom, we've got a button mushroom, we've got a shitake, and we've got the big brother of the button mushroom, which is a portobello. And all we really did was cut up about 2 cups of these mushrooms, assorted mushrooms. You can use whatever you want. So I just cut them up after cleaning them off first with a small mushroom brush into small pieces like this, see? And add them to my bowl of mixed mushrooms. So here we have all those varieties of mushrooms all mixed up. So just make sure that before you do that, you clean off the mushrooms with a little mushroom brush, or you could use a wet paper towel. Then, to flavor the mushrooms, we want leeks. And here we have whole leeks, if you've never seen them. And here we have it already minced up. So the leeks are going to be cooked in a little bit of olive oil. And then we're going to flavor this with some fresh thyme, and we're going to add some Parmesan cheese and some mascarpone cheese and wine, and that meal is going to be ready to serve Dr. Fauci. So let's get started. We've cooked down the leeks now so that they're soft, and now we want to add a little bit more extra virgin olive oil in the pan, because these mushrooms, they're going to really absorb that oil. So there are our mushrooms. They go in with the leeks. And we're going to cook this around because these mushrooms are mostly water, so they're going to cook down into a sauce for us. And now just let them go until they've softened. At that point, I'm going to add the vino. And now you can see that the mushrooms have cooked down some. So now we're going to add a little bit of wine. I'm going to raise the heat a bit here and add, about a half a cup of white wine. And we're going to let those mushrooms absorb that wine. The water's at a boil, so now we're going to add some salt, a good tablespoon of salt, and the fettuccine. This is fettuccine, which is a ribbon cut type of pasta. And also, so because this is for Dr. Fauci, I think he'll eat that much. So I'm going to put that in and give that a stir and let that come back to the boil. Now, while the fettuccine is cooking to the al dente stage, we're going to take some of this water. I'm sure Dr. Fauci's grandmother did this, some of this starchy water, because there is starch in that. And that's going to be going right here with this mascarpone. I want to really smooth out the mascarpone cheese, which is part of the sauce. So I took a little bit of that pasta water to mix it in with the mascarpone. And if you're not familiar with mascarpone, this is a cheese that has a high fat content. But don't worry, this is only a first course, Dr. Fauci, so you're not going to be inhaling a lot of calories. So once it's all mixed beautifully, then we can add it to our mushrooms, see? So they go right in here. This goes right in here. And see how that just smooths out this sauce. This is so easy, but so elegant. So it smooths out the sauce. And then at the end, just before I serve it, I'm going to give it a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano cheese and maybe a little bit of extra fresh thyme. Dr. Fauci, we honor you as the recipient of the Leonardo da Vinci Leadership and Science Award. You deserve it. Chin chin and salute.